Oh yes, well that's why he's not here.
That's what I'm asking.
You know, in real life, Phil is has a sick and he has a flu cold thing, and in the pre-times he would have come here and infected all of us. And now we're in a much more enlightened age. And
I understand.
but the Abe Knows debate was at the very beginning of making the show. Phil and I almost got to fisticuffs about the shape of Abe Lincoln's nose, which Phil wanted it to be square. And I wanted it to be round, and we settled on a rounded square. And we learned STD, which means for us, split the difference.
I like that.
And so we're always getting STDs on this show.
Who would have won the fisticuffs?
I mean,
Yeah. Team, what do we think?
Hard to say. It's hard to say.
All right.
Yeah.
So obviously, Mr. Butlertron addresses this in the little clip that we saw. But why do something again after you got burned so badly the first time?
That's a very good question. Because people are still like the show, which is crazy. And something we've been wanting to, we put them on ice quite literally so that something like this could happen one day, 20 years later.
We talked about it. It's almost prophetic that was the way the first season ended.
It was because we knew that we had very little likelihood of keeping going. It was crazy that it was even on in the first place on the MTV. Back when they played music videos, that's how long ago the show was on.
I'm not sure what a music video is.
I know, nobody does.
I mean, obviously you guys have worked together you continue to work together on many, many projects, most of you. Were these casual conversations over the years like, hey, we should bring the show back, it would be great to do this again? When did it go from something that was hypothetical to a real possibility?
I mean, Phil and I we would talk to Bill Lawrence every year or two after, and say like, we really gotta get our act together and do this. And it wasn't until we had our lawyers carve it out of our deals so it could actually happen that we started to think we could actually do it. And we talked to Erica, who was a writer on the original show. And she had a really smart idea of how to make it updated for 20 years later. Right, Erica?
Thank you, Chris, I did. Yeah, it was just that all of our world leaders are so crappy right now that it made sense that they would want to relaunch a high school for clones of world leaders to find the next big ones. And that's what Operation Spread Eagle is all about.
As you can tell probably from all the kissing in that sizzle reel, that's going really well.
Yes.
Erica, which deceased world leader would you follow to the brink?
Which deceased world leader?
Yeah, who would you want to see cloned?
Oh, definitely Gandhi.
Let's talk about Gandhi. Where's Gandhi at when we pick this season up?
I just texted him yesterday, if that makes sense.
Gandhi's in the freezer. And he will stay in the freezer.
And he's going to stay there. Were you guys aware that JFK had become like a very big meme on TikTok?
I was aware only because I was getting a lot of requests on social media to do the JFK voice saying this, do the JFK voice saying that. I was like, what is happening? I'm a grandpa. I don't know what's happening. And then I looked into it, and it had a little window there of about 3 months where it was quite a thing. And so I did a thing during the election where I would, if you were in a swing state and you had and you showed your ballot with your address blacked out, that I would say one sentence in the voice of JFK, and I would do 100 of them a night for 3 weeks, and I drove my whole family crazy because I was in the basement going, singing the lyrics to crazy songs in the JFK voice, or saying like, "Porgas," whatever.
You should do that for Waze, by the way.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You should do
That'd be great.
Yeah.
That's
But
brilliant.
it would be slow, or you're trying to turn left, but he's going,
because of that now, some people think that Junior is still alive.
It is, yeah, I'm just saying.
So the other element that we have to address is once you guys actually move forward with this, 201 leaked online. What was the feeling about that? What was the reaction? And I would imagine it would have sort of a circular effect where, you know, it pops up online. People are like, what is this? This is hilarious. Oh, there's more of it? I'm gonna watch those too.
I mean, it was actually kind of a bummer because it was unfinished and had some like temporary voices and, but I think.
And I apologize for it. Since, you know, I want people to see this.
He's just very excited. Couldn't wait. Couldn't you, Will? But thankfully, you know, I think a lot of people wanted to wait till it was finished to see the finished product, and we're really excited and proud about the show. And
Not some people in this room, apparently. Will, what was it like getting back into Abe?
It's very funny because I am their Abraham Lincoln. You know, whenever they have any kind of Abe Lincoln, I get right of first refusal, and of course I'm never going to say no to these guys. So it was. I felt like I was keeping my tools alive and greased, and yeah, it was very fun. I mean, you know, this was my first job ever as an actor, so this is a very special thing to me, and you know, we've all worked together so much since then that it's just like getting a family back together. You know, I mean, Erica and I all were writing on Last Man on Earth, which we all, you know, created. So it's like, you know, we've just been working for so long, so it's just like, oh, get together with these guys again on this very special project, of course.
I mean, yeah, people, I mean, obviously love the work that you guys do together. How did you guys get hooked up together? This is a long time ago. How did you meet?
I met Will at the Aspen Comedy Festival.
1998.
That's right.
Yeah.
And he and a friend were doing like a two-person show, and Phil and I were like, "This is the funniest person I've ever seen in my entire life." And we met. I know, at the after party for the thing, we like introduced ourselves, and we became pals.
Then we started watching Survivor
That's
together.
right. Season 1 of Survivor.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That Richard Hatch.
Oh, we were the same way.
Still mad.
He was naked all the time, wasn't
Yeah, but he also was, you know,
Clever. It was a
he
great
was clever. He did it.
he? Played the game. Nicole, was there something about Joan that you connected with?
You mean being over it? Yeah. Always, yeah. She's the person that would love to be in the pool club and just couldn't find the energy to do so. And if you could tell by my half-lidded response to that question.
Were you like that in high school as well?
Oh no, in high school I was much more needy. I've just discovered that I don't give a shit as I turn 30.
I like that. Eric,
Just 10 years ago.
Eric, how did you get hooked in with these guys?
So yeah, it's crazy. Like I met Nicole first in New York. My first job on a sitcom as a writer's assistant. Nicole was starring in it, and it didn't do well.
No, it did horribly.
It was bad. They stopped it very quickly. But everybody moved back to New York, to LA, and so I moved to LA, and like the first person I met in LA was Will Forte. On Third Rock from the Sun, he was a writer, I was a writer assistant on that. And then 2 years after that, this show is on TV, and I'm like, do all the people that I meet get to have their own show? So yeah, that was really cool. That's you know, I met these guys, that happened, and then we did Last Man on Earth, and Erica was there, and Chris there, and yeah. Now I know you, Will.
I know, and now we know each other.
We know each other.
And I'm on her show. And now everybody that meets Eric will have their own show too. He's the warmer for that. Erica, since you were in the room on the first go around, What was the biggest difference in the room this go around?
Every possible thing. I was the only woman. Everybody was under 30, I think. It was in the building. So they used to shoot Scrubs in this old abandoned hospital in the valley, and they allowed
Black mold.
Black mold. There was so much black mold. The Clone High offices were in the abandoned psych ward of this hospital. And one of our writers, the interior of his closet had the number 4 scratched over and over inside of it. And my office had a sink with no handles, just foot pedals in it, and it was so weird. And so this time around when we were rebooting the show and I was running it, we had half females in there, so I didn't get